we are going to go inside to officially cut our ribbon and have you tour and take a look at our renovated lobby. So first up, I would like to introduce to you Pat Spyke. He is the CEO of LAFCU. So welcome, Pat.
So it's always nice to have a party. It's always nice to have a party on a beautiful Michigan day. And here we are, and we're celebrating an enormous accomplishment here at the credit union. And before we roll into this, we have a lot of distinguished guests. We have some amazing friends here, and it's a great day to be at LAFCU. And first and foremost, and I'm sorry to kind of step on my directors and elected officials, but right? Cliff, where's Cliff and Brenda? They're hiding. He's hiding in the back, but that is Cliff's automobile. He was a long-time General Motors, and it is a 1964 Oldsmobile 98. So thank you for bringing that out and having that be our backdrop. Brenda has been a long-time employee. And so we have some elected officials that have joined us. Angela, where are you? Angela, hello, Angela, thank you. Mary Clark. Kieran's not really an elected official, but he hangs out with them all the time. I don't mean that. So Kieran is from the Michigan Credit Union League. He's one of the executives there. Thanks for being here. And then for I think everybody knows these are all Mayotte Group. I'm sorry, the Mayotte Group is here. Thank you guys for the amazing. There are architects and have done yet another amazing job at helping LAFCU move forward. None of this happens without a committed group of people. And I'll say this a lot of times by just turning around and looking. This is the house that the auto workers built. So this is the house that the auto workers built. Somewhere along the line, it grew to $950 million, 72,000 members across 10 offices, 3 subsidiary corporations, and never ever straying from their purpose of blue-collar middle class, and we're going to serve them. Not only in their financial services, but also in the way that they enjoy entertainment. So when John Rock came forward with our mayor and talked about what downtown Lansing could look like, Harold Foster, our president at the time, penned an agreement to light up the skies of downtown Lansing where the first ever fireworks. So where pornography places were, and I miss Tim and Michelle, thank you from the chamber, really good friends, and he would be like, and Tim's the one that has to deal with all of my communications, and there the guy is over there, he's like, hey, chopped liver, the liver's over here. Someone would have caught me, Lisa would have caught me, someone would have caught me, Tim, and I'm glad we're with friends and family so I can have a couple of missteps. But when we talk about our board, this is the same board that has served this institution for over 35 years for the most part. And we're grateful for that because they continue to look at ways to bring affordable entertainment to downtown Lansing and to make sure that the people of Lansing, they may not be able to afford a $300 night at the football game. They may not be able to afford to go to a Red Wings game. But they can take their family to a Lugnuts game, and it can be affordable. And we've committed that partnership all along the way. And it's been an amazing thing. And when you look at downtown Lansing, Tim's office is right there. We look out the windows and we see what used to be there and what is there today. It was the vision of the auto workers. It was the vision of the people that were committed to this. And so I'd like to introduce the auto workers. If you would please stand and be recognized. So if we can have the LAFCU volunteers kind of stand up, and I got to work through this, guys. Got to put all your names on this. And so we're going to have to work through hey, I'll start with Harold and Jerry, Harold Foster, Jerry Alvenshine, director, Tommy Culpepper, the director, Marita and her son, Paulette is here. Mel Coleman, Mel Place, Tom Martinson, Sabrina, right here, came over from there. John, and I won't call you Little John, so we'll just say John. I'm missing. Who am I missing, guys? Help me. Randy Freeman is our, Harold has served as our chair for 30, 37, 35 years. And Harold has passed that over. Harold is still serving as a director, but we have a new director in training after 35 years, and that, or a chairman, and that's Randy Freeman, who is the former president of Local 652. And Randy couldn't be here, he's traveling, so yay for that. And we're excited, but this is the house that the auto workers built. And we're bringing it forward to share what those accomplishments are. And so when you look through there, they're going to show you some things that are kind of cool and interesting, but never underestimate what a committed group of people can change a community, that they can bring forward things, they can help ensure that there is product for this community so our workers keep going. When they came to our institution, it was $86 million. 30-some years later, it's $950 million, 154 staff members, 10 offices across 85 miles. We're proud of them. We're proud of this institution. We're proud of all of our friends to be able to share today with. So thank you for being here. Thanks for all that you do and our success, because without this, you're not here. And I would be really remiss if I didn't say, hey, LAFCU team, just raise your hand, because these are the men and women that get up every single day, do all the things that make this happen. And they are the wind beneath my wing, day in and day out, because I get to stand here, but really I'm just a little man without that wind, and they do that day in and day out. I am very, very blessed and grateful for my board, the volunteers, the people that are here from our LAFCU team, and especially our friends and family that are here today. So thank you all. I think up next, I did pretty good considering I only had like 2 things on my notes, I think. Jeremy, you're up. Thank you, everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeremy Sampson. I'm the Vice President of Facilities here at LAFCU, and I'm responsible for today's weather. Somebody had to take credit for it, right? I'm here to really give some appreciation today and some thank yous to those people who were very instrumental in the space that you're about to walk into this afternoon. First and foremost, I want to thank Darren Naramore and Britt Fromel from our LAFCU staff there in the back. Guys, if you'd raise your hands. So Darren is our facilities coordinator and Britt is our physical security administrator. Like Pat said, we all have great staffs that we work with, and these 2 gentlemen were very instrumental in helping this get done, so thank you very much. Pat also mentioned the Mayotte group, and I just want to take a second to recognize Nikki Jordan, who is here. Nikki, thank you very much. She's the Vice President at Mayotte. Matt McGaughy, who's the President of the Mayotte group, and Kays Bokema as well. And they were, again, as we looked at this project and started to get going, we really interviewed many architects from around the Midwest, because we wanted what you're about to walk into to be something that would be a showpiece for LAFCU. But ultimately, we landed with a hometown company, one that we have worked with many times before, and they did not disappoint. So to the 3 of you, thank you very much for all of your hard work and effort in this project. And then again, last but certainly not least, after you pick an architect, you have to pick a general contractor. And again, we scoured the Midwest and this region to find the best partner that we could have to really execute this project, the X's and the O's, right? And again, we went local. Adobe Construction was our general contractor on this project. Josh Doby, who's the project coordinator, could not be here today, but I know Derek Henderson is in the back. He was our project superintendent. And Derek was my left and right-hand man on this project. He could tell you chapter and verse everything about every square inch of the space that you're about to walk into. So Derek, thank you and Josh so much for all of your work on this project. We hope that for those of you who haven't had a chance to walk inside, that you really enjoy the space that you're about to walk into. Just a couple of quick things about the space. It was really done a little bit from a technology standpoint. We had some technology that was, as Pat says, had served us well, but was no longer serving us. And when we looked at the space, one of the big things that we looked at was how can we best serve our membership? And really what we landed on was there are a lot of now self-service items in the financial industry that when our members come in, they can help themselves. We still have the senior member service representatives to help them, but if they needed to do that, how could we best do that? And we moved all of those items closer to the front of the building. And that was really a big piece of what we looked at when we did this, was how can we make our members' experience a better one when they walk in. So I hope you'll see that when you enter the building. So again, those are my thank yous for today. Thank you all very much for being here today. It is now my pleasure to introduce the LAFCU Chief Marketing and Diversity Officer, Kelli Ellsworth Etchison.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Kelli.
Thank you, Jeremy, for the weather. We know God really did that, but we'll let you have that. Jeremy, okay, so he has a news anchor background, so he comes up prepared with his notes. Pat and I, we always winging something. So we're going to take some notes from you. So I was quickly jotting down in my notes, which I probably won't look at. But I'm going to spend just a little bit of time talking about why this car behind us. Thank you, Cliff, again, for bringing that. It's significant to this day. We were started back in 1936, hence on the building, established in 1936 by the Oldsmobile workers, as Pat talked about, with $90. So a group of 10 gentlemen pulled together $90 and started this credit union inside the Oldsmobile plant. They later moved, which we were unable to find the exact date that they moved, on River Street. I was pleased as punch, and Alyssa will know. She was my sidekick in discovering a lot of the history we were uncovering. That our building, that original building on River Street, is still standing. I've been at LAFCU 34 years. It never occurred to me that that original building would still be standing. I just assumed that when the plant went in, and as they expanded the plant over the years, that it was probably on that spot and was torn down. But it still exists. So if any of you have ever been to Quick Car Wash on Cedar Street, as you turn down that little side street to turn into the Quick Car Wash, if you kept straight and turned immediately to the left on the first street, that building sits there. It's kind of expanded, but it's still there. And so that pleases my heart. I'm talking about that because part of this project was a history wall. And so we talk about our history inside the credit union, which is stunning. The company that we used for the history wall was Visual Entities out of Grand Rapids, and that was a lead that was given to us by Mayotte Group. So thank you for that lead. They did a fabulous job. I think you'll be really impressed by that. And so we talked through what our history was, and then as we brought branches online, some of those came to us through mergers, is how we ended up in certain communities, like Charlotte, for instance. And so having this Oldsmobile behind me, not to mention that turquoise is my favorite color, it's built in 1964, the year I was born. I'm just saying, Cliff, if you just want to bless me. My appliances are turquoise. I'm not lying. Turquoise is my favorite color. So I would love that. And so when we go inside, you'll please take time to read the items on our history wall. We didn't want to put a whole bunch of copy on that. We wanted it to be something where people would actually take it in and actually read it. It's really stunning. I do want to take time to thank my team, the marketing department, who pulled this event together. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. This spring, my mother got sick. I basically took a leave and went and moved in with my mother in Auburn Hills to care for her, and my team had to keep things rolling. And I just said to them, whatever you decide, I got your back. So whether things are perfect or not, I'll have your back. And guess what? It was perfect. They did a fabulous job, and I'm proud of my team for holding it down while I went through this journey with my mom that I was honored to do. So thank you to our board and to my CEO for allowing me that time to be with my mom, and we did lose her 2 weeks ago. And so I'm just honored to have the team that I didn't have to worry about, and things continue to move along. So thank you for that. I think I did cover everything that I wanted to cover. I know that when they gave me my talking points, they were like, hey, talk about some of our grand opening promotions that we're going to be having. We're going to have grand opening promotions. You can go to LAFCU.com and look for those. So this is not the crowd for that. Thank you. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. We're going to move inside, and somehow we're going to gather everyone inside for the ribbon cutting. And we'll do some tours for those that want to tour the area for our new lobby. And then we've got some snacks. We've partnered recently with Quality Dairy and have installed, I don't know, 50 some odd, or 27. It felt like 50 some odd, right, Angie? Machines, 27 machines, ATMs in the Quality Dairy stores. So we partnered with them. So we were able to get some LAFCU cookies from them that we will give you. And then we also have parting gifts for you as you leave, as symbolic of the ribbon cutting. Oh, Laffy, come on up, Laffy. Laffy. Laffy is a star. I'm sorry, Laffy. I kind of put too much light on the Oldsmobile. I'm sorry. My bad. Laffy really is the star. So. So Laffy is our mascot, and you wonder, why would the credit union have a cow for the mascot? Well, when this credit union was started back in 1936, when those gentlemen pulled those $90 together, it was because we were just off the Depression, and no one wanted to loan anyone money on livestock back then. So they pulled their monies together and loaned, and the first loan was for a cow, not a car. You would think Oldsmobile Credit Union, a car, but it was for a cow. And that is where Laffy comes from. So we're gonna go ahead and, you okay, Laffy? Okay. We're gonna go ahead and move on inside. Thank you guys for coming, and enjoy the rest of the event. I need Tim Daman to come on up here, please, from the chamber. I'd like to have some remarks.
There's some remarks, all right. They will be very, very brief, but first of all, to Pat and for the record, I grew up in Lansing, and so when Pat talks about that stretch of Michigan Avenue, I remember it fondly, right, as a child and driving down through there. And if you got stuck at the light there in that Michigan Cedar Larch area, you know, your parents were, you know, kind of, you're sitting in the back seat and they're kind of like, you know, close your eyes right now. So we certainly do remember what that's like, and it is very humbling, I think, every day for the chamber to have our offices where they are at the Stadium District, and we look out at that baseball stadium. And I personally know what that looked like, you know, 30, 35 years ago. So I won't, I'm not offended that they have my name tied to that. But you may owe Michelle an apology, though. But no, I'm kidding. But, you know, Pat, Kelly, Jeremy, and to the LAFCU team, thank you for inviting the chamber out to be part of today. My team and I, and more my team, they have an opportunity to do this so many times during the week. I think last year there might have been close to 50 different ribbon cuttings that we do throughout the region, and celebrating the business investment, celebrating infrastructure investment, the innovation, the technology, reinvesting in its people. And I think you've heard all of that here today. And the new lobby, I had an opportunity with Jeremy and Pat to get a little bit of behind the scenes earlier this summer, and with the innovation and technology and thought that went into all of that. And so again, congratulations. And Pat and Kelly, the partnership we've had at our annual dinner with the schools and the band and the donations back to that as well. It speaks to what you do in our community. So thank you for your partnership and everything there. And I guess I can say now let's go cut the ribbon, right? Yeah. All right.
These are legit.
Be very careful.
If you can't see her, she can't see you.
Now, Pat, open the scissors and place them over the ribbon.
But don't cut.
Do not cut. So there you go. No cut.
I need some other hands, don't I?
Okay, but look over here.
Yep, everybody look at Ashley.
Okay. Okay, y'all can cut it.
Okay, you ready? Who's doing this with me? Go. 1, 2, 3. Here, watch your fingers. Thank you all.